Is the video essay for the Robo Ethics 161 class. To start, the first thing that I learned and I found really interesting about the class was the idea of a disarming robot. So something that could go in there, assess a threat, disarm it in a harmless manner, not cause harm or injury to anyone out in the battlefield. I thought that was a really interesting take on battlefield robotics. A really cool avenue to explore that would really change the face of war if that were realized. The next was that how direct of a role that ethics play in creating programs. There's ethic modules in there, and how people working directly with creating AI, especially in battlefield situations, have ethical advisors, so that ethics and the study of ethics is really deeply rooted in programming. And lastly, the thing that I found really interesting and learned from the class was how programmers are trying to assess and quantify emotions and program that and use that as a learning tool. Like when they talked about guilt, using that as a learning tool, they assess how people react to certain situations, and the guilt module is processed and feeds back, and the machine is able to learn through an otherwise human emotion. I found that pretty interesting. So then for how ethics of tech are part of my life today, I personally think about ethics more when I'm doing my own programming. Certainly not programming anything yet that will really have an ethical impact on the world, but maybe someday it could, and it's good to have that that kind of just basis of thought when you're doing all of your programming, because it could impact someone. You never really know. And then by the same token, I'm impacted by the ethical decisions that other programmers make when they're creating their programs. So if someone that I love or someone I care for, like I talked about the care robots in Japan, is in the hospital, then I want to make sure that the programmers who designed those did so in an ethical way, so that they're going to first do no harm before anything else. And I would definitely recommend this class to other students. I found it really fun and interesting. I liked how there was a lot of movies, a lot of source material, because I'd seen a few of those movies before, but never really thought about it from an ethical standpoint, an ethical view. So it was really cool to kind of look at that with a new lens and a new perspective. So I would definitely recommend the class. It's a lot of fun, and thank you for the great semester. Have a good one. Bye.